I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you're easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's reading will be on the topic of who is sending me the evil eye, negativity, and jealousy. My disclaimer is always in effect in all of my videos, but it's even more in effect in this video because a good chunk of you may not like the answers and the information that you receive. And once again, if you're easily triggered and you're sensitive, you shouldn't be on my channel at all. Especially, you should not be watching this video in particular. Now, I will not be asking whether or not you guys have an evil eye, negativity, or jealousy coming towards you from someone else. I'm just going to assume that everyone who felt drawn to click on this video indeed has that, and I will just explore in each of the piles where this is coming from. So you have 4 piles to choose from left to right, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't worry about what it says on the cards, just pick intuitively. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So who is sending you the evil eye, negativity, and jealousy? So before casting your cards, I tuned in and I had a vision of a pig rolling around in mud and snorting very happily and very kind of childlike, but more of a I'm just going to be honest, it reminded me of a child who has mental health issues, like not mental health, well, mental health, but is mentally handicapped, mentally disabled. This is what it reminded me of. And they were in a pen, like a pig pen, and then I saw someone coming over to them and giving them some grains in their hand, and yeah, they were happy about it because they were being fed, you know. So I looked up the symbolism of pig. It's important to note that it means different things in different cultures. It could be a positive symbolism, but I knew right away it was negative. But there is a playful aspect to this pig. And it says here, I'm going to read the negative, what aligns more with what I'm feeling. And it says, pig is a symbolism that stands for ignorance, greed, uncleanliness, and stubbornness. So the person you're dealing with is very greedy. They are extremely stubborn, and the ignorance really aligns with what I saw of someone with some sort of mental health issue. So the person you're dealing with does indeed have a mental health issue, whether or not you're aware of it, because they appear to be a high functioning person with a mental health issue. Of course, this is a general reading. So for some of you guys, it's very obvious, you know, they're taking medication. They know what it is. They got diagnosed, you know. You know and they know. However, for most of you guys, it appears as though this is like a high functioning person with a mental health issue, narcissism, or borderline personality disorder, or bipolar disorder. These are the 3 that I'm picking up. So it might be undiagnosed. They might not be on medication for it. They might not be in counseling for it. So they are greedy because they are greedy for your attention and your time and your care. You kind of have to take care of this person. This person's very childlike. And this is a family member. It's possible that this could be a friend, like a family friend, or a friend of yours who you've known since you were very young. These are the only 2 other possibilities other than an actual blood related family member, or of course, if you're adopted, then your family, but it's not blood related. So this is a family member. And the first person that came to my mind was mother. Also, as soon as I said that, I saw an older sister as soon as I said that. So that she's coming off female, but of course, general reading, make the energies resonate for you. But most of you guys, this is a mother or your older sister. Again, like I said, it could be a friend you've known for a long time, maybe a best friend, someone who you always have to take care of, who's very narcissistic. And it's always about me, and it's never really about you. This is the kind of person who will talk and talk and talk about themselves and will rarely ask you, so how was your day? They will rarely ask you that. And if they want to hang out with you, it's because they want someone to go with them to something. It's not really because they want to hang out with you. Although, of course, they do want to hang out with you because you're good at giving them the attention that they really crave. So you listen to them, you allow them to talk and ramble on, you allow them to treat you like kind of a second class friend. And of course, this feeds their ego. So they do like that. But it's mainly when they want to hang out with you, it's because they need a tag along or something. This is kind of like Regina George in a way. But Regina George, if she was much more narcissistic than she was in the movie. And the difference is like the other three girls in the group, of course they were followers, but they did have a bit more of a backbone. They were kind of independent on their own, because if Regina wasn't there, they were still popular in their own rights. You know, one of them, their father was the inventor of toaster strudels. One of them was supposed to be very beautiful. And the other one, I don't know, Lindsay Lohan, you know, doesn't matter. But you appear to be the person who is kind of like a tag along for them. So you might be the youngest child, because remember I did say I did see an older sister. So if this is your mother, you're probably the youngest kid. And a lot of times people would think like the youngest kid would be pampered and stuff like that. In this instance, it appears as though for some reason being the youngest kid to your parents puts you at the bottom of the pecking order, like seriously. So your other older siblings get more attention and more devotion and praise, and you are left to do all of the work. This is coming off again like Cinderella. So I'm picking up kind of Regina George and her clique, but where the clique is, okay, it's not so much like the clique from the movie where you wouldn't be that. You would be, you know, like one of those girls where they're like, you know, I saw Regina wearing a tank top and flip-flops, so I wore a tank top and flip-flops. It would be if Regina George for one day, I don't know what she was doing, she was just playing around, and she said, hey, you want to hang out with us for the day? You want to sit down and eat with us? It would be like that. So like one of those random girls who were like, oh my God, I saw her wearing tank tops and flip-flops. And one day she's just like, hey, you want to hang with us? You want to sit with us? And I guess she was just it was like a joke. It's like that. So and also I'm seeing again like Cinderella, so the stepsister. So you have like a stepsister kind of rank in this family structure. And another thing I'm picking up is Tangled, that movie. The mother, it's kind of like that, where she keeps her trapped. And underneath the deck for the tarot, I did have the Hanged Man. And in this depiction, in this deck, he's not actually hanging, but he's being tied down to like a slab of stone. And he's actually about to be decapitated. So I'm seeing it kind of like someone tying you down. So which is coming off strongly like a mother, an older sister, or a friend of yours who is very extroverted. She might be a Leo. This is very kind of Leo energy, or Gemini. The energies that they're putting forth are very Gemini and Leo. So, and it's funny, I said that, and there's actually the Strength card here. So that reiterates the Leo aspect of it. So yeah, they may also be, again, definitely an air sign. There appears to be a lot of air here. So Gemini, perhaps Libra or Aquarius, but heavy Gemini. So so this reading doesn't run on. They are basically trying to get you to not leave them. They like you tagging along, and they don't want you to leave them. It's like the way in Tangled, the mother didn't want Rapunzel to leave, so she gaslighted her and made her feel like she was going crazy or something and stuff like that. And also, with that whole Regina George situation, if she let one of those random people sit with them, it would make her feel better, like the people would ditch their friends just to sit with her, and she knew she was toying with them, like she would never actually allow them to be part of the clique. And again, you know, with Cinderella, it's like, yeah, you can live in our home, but you have to clean up after us, you have to cook our meals and that sort of stuff. So with this angel card here in the Rescuer, this person is pretending to be an angel. And to anyone who is not in this group, so to any outsider, this person comes off as an angel. So this person is very two-faced, very, very, very two-faced. So this person will be very nice and kind and helping to other people. Again, with this Rescuer card, very helping to other people. outside, like if someone else's kids need help or something like that, they'll be like, oh, like they can come over to my house, or I can watch them, or oh, do you need help with this, or do you need some extra food? Oh, I can make you a cake, or something like that. This person is very like nice and outgoing and friendly, and they like to help other people when they're out and about. They also love to gossip, I'm picking up. So when they're with friends outside, they'll be like, they'll be nice to these people, but they also you'll hear them gossiping about some other people. But they love to help people, but it's not coming from a place of true sincerity. It's coming just to feed their ego. Like, I'm in a position to help them, so I'm going to help them, and therefore they're going to think that I'm an angel, that I'm super nice. This is further going to feed my ego. And then, of course, when I treat my children or my younger sister or my other friends like crap, it's obviously them, it's not me, because everyone else thinks I'm an angel. This is like, the kid who's actually really nasty to other kids. And then when the parent comes, they turn around, they cry, they're like, Mom, he said this or whatever. And then the mother is just going to believe that the kid who's supposed to be sweet, but the kid's actually a devil when the mother turns around. You've seen those shows. So it's like this. So with the Strength card in reverse and the Six of Pentacles here in reverse, this person's trying, like I said, to keep you trapped. They're trying to gaslight you and make you feel like you're weak and that you can't really survive without them. Again, hearkening back to this Rescuer card. And with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, once again, hearkening back to the Rescuer card, they're trying to help you with something, but at the same time, they're taking a lot of your life force away. So it's like, maybe you need a place to stay. Maybe they're your actual like mother, like I said, you're living in their home, or maybe you're their friend and they are more popular, or they because they're coming off more popular than you. So it's kind of like again, like Regina George or someone. So it's like they're helping you by you being able to hang around them, sort of thing. But of course, it's like a trade-off, but the trade-off is not really in your favor. Like, yeah, you'll be able to hang around them, or you'll be able to live in their home if they're your mother, or something like that. But the trade-off is that they bully you a lot, and they gaslight you a lot, and they keep you trapped, and they make you feel lesser than, and they diminish your self-esteem and the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about your capabilities, that you can actually do things for yourself and that you don't need them. So right now you'd really believe that you need them for whatever reason. So with that Rooted card again in the spider right next to this, it's again reiterating, a lot of these cards are just reiterating the same thing. They want you to stay rooted wherever you are with them. Again, friend, your sister, your mother, they want you to stay with them. They don't want you to leave. They do not want you to leave them, because you really feed their ego. Not many people are going to allow them to act a fool, or as much of a fool as you allow them to act with you. So they really appreciate that, even though they will never say it, of course. And they do not want you to leave them, because replacing you is going to be, it's not going to be impossible, but it's going to be a little difficult. So they like keeping you around. Spider, this person, again, once again, reiterating what I said, likes to keep you trapped in their web. And they also web a bunch of like lies and deceit. So you know how like spider webs, even for us humans, we're huge, okay? Spider webs are there to trap little flies who have poorer eyesight than us. Like, we see these flies when they come into the home, and they come through the window and they can't get back out. They're always bumping into the rest of the glass, and they can't even get through the gap that they came in through the window. So they have poor eyesight. And they're also smaller. But even us humans, so we've all walked through spider webs and like turned into ninjas trying to get it out of our face. Like, even us, sometimes spider webs, we don't see them and we walk into them. Of course, we don't get trapped because we're huge, but the point I'm getting at is that this person is really good at deceit and putting on like a veil of illusion around them. So they have a veil of illusion that they are an angel. They have a veil of illusion that they are super popular and super pretty and super outgoing, which they are, some of these things, of course. They also have an illusion of being very helpful and someone who really loves to help people. And they also put on illusions that like you need help, specifically to you, that you need help, that you need their help. And they're really good at entrapping people in their web. They have a very attractive aura. Okay, not just their looks, their physical looks, but they are coming off pretty to me. But they have a very attractive aura where people gravitate towards them. So nightmare again, psychic protection, shield, bad dreams. This person is the nightmare, but they're also simultaneously protecting you. So it's like, I'm going to protect you from bullies, other bullies. Like if you're the smallest kid in school and this person's like a big kid, I'm going to protect you from the other bullies, but I am, of course, going to bully you. So you can hang around my clique. You can trail behind like the last wolf. I think the Omega they're called. But we're going to pick on you because it's true. In wolf packs, the last wolf, the wolf at the lowest rank, which I believe is called the Omega, they have the protection of the entire pack. They can get the food that the pack gets together. They get the protection of the rest of the pack. They're going to have their back when outside forces come through and try to mess with them and stuff like that. But we all know the Omega takes the blunt of all of the other wolves' angers and frustrations, and they're always just bullying them. The last wolf, they're always bullying them. So together in that group, that wolf is always bullied. But it has the protection of the pack. So it's kind of better to be in the pack than to not be in the pack, sort of thing. And this is what I'm picking up with you guys. So that immortal card here, the consuming family and pressure of peers, this is literally everything that I just said. Consuming families, this is a family member, or the pressure of peers, this is a close peer, a friend of yours, a very close peer. So a family member or a friend, or maybe a family friend here. Free will, again, they're taking away your free will. Hunter, aggressor, tractor, provider. Need I say more? This person's like a vampire. This is kind of like if a vampire, what let me think, what movie or television show? Like in some depictions of vampires in some television shows, they have the humans are addicted to their blood because their blood, the vampire blood, gives them a high, kind of like a drug. And then the vampires feed on the humans, but the humans get to take some of their blood. The vampires will give them some of their blood and they'll stay high. So it's kind of like that I'm seeing. It's like this vampire saying, hey, like, you want this high? Like, I got the blood. I can give you some of this my blood that's going to give you a high, but they're sucking all of your energy force. So, yeah, the moon in reverse, this person's very good at illusions. They're messing with your subconscious, limiting beliefs about yourself, your fears, and your insecurities. That's the word I'm looking for, your insecurities. They feed on your insecurities and they also increase it because the bigger something is, the more you can feed on it. So they increase and feed your insecurities so that they can feed their ego. And that being next to the Three of Swords, that reiterates what I said here. They feed on your insecurities, they increase it. So you're always in this Three of Swords energy when you're with them. You're always in this Three of Swords energy, but they keep you just just a bit satiated so you don't actually leave. So they keep you in the Three of Swords energy, but not enough that you actually really put your foot down and finally leave where it's super, super bad. It's a balancing act. So this person is very good at that balancing act. Again, coming off very Libra-like, Gemini-like, even Leo, like I said. So here, once again, Three of Wands in reverse. They're trying to prevent you from moving on. They're trying to prevent you from going after your own dreams and your independence here. Once again, they don't want you to leave. Nine of Swords, again, keeping you in this Nine of Swords and Three of Swords energy here. And another thing I'm picking up from this is that if you leave, this person will kind of be in this energy, but they're going to mask it. So they're going to be in this energy until they can replace you, because without you, there's a void. Without someone like you, there's a void. So they need that kind of person that they can feed on. The same thing with vampires. If vampires don't feed for a certain amount of time, they begin to lose their energy and their strength and stuff like that. So it's like that. So they're feeding off of you. They need you. If you leave them, they're going to be in this energy until they can find someone else. This is coming off very narcissistic. So the Tower card, Yeah. I feel like with these two cards, once again, if you do leave them, this is going to be very, they're going to pretend really like they don't really care, but again, very narcissistic like, but they're going to be in this energy for a while until they can replace you, and they're going to try to replace you very quickly. And I feel like, once again, this person's really like a wedge in your life. It's like I'm seeing this card like always, this tower moment where this castle is breaking off, and it can never be healed, never be repaired, because you're always being kept in this state of disrepair here. And here, look at them like sneaking in the back with this like blood moon here, sneaking in the back. So it's kind of like an illusion, because if you look right here, it might, if you kind of squint in a way, it might look like, okay, the hole in this castle is not that bad. It's only technically this much. You know, this is it's been patched up here. It's a different color, but it's been patched up here. But like if you zoom out a little bit more, you'll see actually this whole thing is void and broken. This is just like a random illusion coming here. It would be better if this was gray to illustrate my point, but you get the point. So yeah, those are your messages. I hope that helped you, and I hope it resonated. Let me know if it did. Once again, if you want a private reading or you want to donate to the channel, link is in the description, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. So who is sending you the evil eye, negativity, and jealousy? So this appears to be people from your past who are revisiting you in your mind, in your memories, in your subconscious, and in your energy field. These are people from the past who are stuck in those aforementioned areas. They're stuck in your life, but not physically. They're stuck in your, because of the memories of them, because of the trauma, the emotional imprint that they left behind, cord attachments I'm seeing that a lot of them left behind. There's a lot of cord attachments here. And a lot of intrusive thoughts that pop up for you guys. A lot of this, all of this stuff is coming from your past. Most of it's coming from your childhood, but from your past. These are all past people. Their cords are still attached to you. You still have energetic cords attached to these people. You guys really need to get yourself to an energetic healer to get these cords cut. Get them cut, because their energy is still in your energy field. And you are alone, but you're never alone, because I'm seeing you guys being alone. Before fully casting your cards, I had a vision of someone skating. So some of you guys may like to ice skate, but they were skating very well. Like they were very good at it. And then I saw them trying to climb a mountain. So I'm like, okay, this person's pretty sporty. First they're skating, then they're about to climb a mountain, but they're climbing the mountain with skates on, with their skates on. Like they didn't take their skates off. So obviously they were slipping. So it's like, first of all, you guys seem to be very sportive, because the second vision I had was someone bouncing a basketball and shooting it into the hoop, and it was going into the hoop. Most of you guys here are actually pretty sportive. If you feel like you're not, the message I'm getting is that you should play more sports, because this is going to help you. Being more in your body is going to help you release some of these stuck energies, because you guys seem to be, these energies are stuck. They're stuck in your auric field. They're stuck around you. Okay, so what's going to help you guys if you currently do not play sports or exercise is to actually play sports and exercise. Like seriously, you need to get your body moving. This is going to help break up the energies. And on top of that, get yourself to an energetic healer. And you need to do both of them, because when you're playing the sports and exercising is going to help break up the energies, like I said, and the energetic healer is going to be able to suck it all out. So because these things are very tenacious, these energies I'm seeing, because they've been in your energy field for years, and they are really solidified. Their place around you in your life, in your aura, and in your subconscious mind is solidified. So they're really tenacious. So you guys need to start moving your body. I'm seeing that. And you need to start playing sports. And the rest of you, like I said, you're already sportive. And it's good on you, because playing all those sports that you do and being as active as you are is what's preventing you from going insane. That's like the only lifeline that you've had for however long you've been playing these sports and exercising that has prevented you from going insane. that you probably notice that when you stop moving, when you stop playing sports or exercising for maybe a week or a couple days or whatever, you start to feel more depressed and more weighed down, and you start to get more and more intrusive memories. This is why they are indeed correlated. You were not imagining it. So all of this trauma came from the past. People said some things to you. Here we have the networker card. It says spreads fear and falsehood. What I'm seeing from this is your subconscious mind and your pain body is constantly bringing these things back up. Someone or people, not just someone, people in your life have said negative things to you. They have treated you negatively. You've had negative experiences in life in general, with the world in general, and they're being replayed. And they're being replayed. And they're popping back up. Alchemist here, it's like look at this. You're doing it to yourself, but it's not you actively and consciously doing it to yourself. It's a part of yourself that's unconscious doing it to your conscious self, or I guess to another part of you that's unconscious. It's like, yeah, you're doing it to yourself. This is happening underneath the surface, underneath your awareness in a way. And yes, you are partially aware of it because there are a lot of intrusive thoughts, but most of it is happening. All of this action is happening underneath the surface. It's like a part of your subconscious is interacting with another part of your subconscious, and they keep firing these networks, like I guess in your brain, in your neurons. They keep firing this information, the same crap over and over again. And you are aware of it, of some of it, but most of it you're still unaware of. It's a lot of action happening, like always. And yeah, so here with the Temperance card, definitely you need to heal. The Temperance being next to the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is telling me, with this card here in reverse, this is telling me that all this treachery is actually in the past. Like, it's done. But with the Temperance being upright, you still need to heal from it. You're still not done healing. And once again, with this Temperance here, the mixing of the water over her head. It's going over her head. So it's like this mixing, once again, like I said, from these two cards, it's like it's happening underneath your awareness, and you need to heal from this. There's a need for you to heal from this. Page of Wands here and the Page of Cups. Again, with this Page of Cups, especially with this depiction of it, I'm seeing once again like your awareness, your logical mind, your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind. And they're always here, all the neurons wiring in your brain. Here is like the people, like the treacherous fishes from your past, these fishes who like gave you poison, are always jumping out of the water back into the water, and you're standing in the water, so they're infecting the water and you're standing in it, and then all the neurons are firing up here, and it's like it's happening underneath your awareness. And here again with the Page of Wands, it's following you wherever you go. These memories are following you. It's like you may try to do other things. You may try to make your life better. This is why a lot of you're stuck in your life. You're trying to do things. You're trying to focus on other things. You're trying to start things with these two pages here. You might be trying to start your career, trying to start hobbies, trying to start new relationships. Again with this, whatever you're trying to start, it's always fizzling out and being followed by the Ace of Wands. That tells me it's definitely being fizzled out because of all of this here. Being fizzled out. That's why you can never get anything off the ground. Relationships always seem to die out. They always have an expiration date. I see you being alone. Like I said, in my vision, I see you being alone. So yeah, the Ace of Wands in reverse next to the Six of Cups. This is over with. Everything, all of this, it's over with. It's in the past here, but see, the flame hasn't gone out. It's still there. And your brain is still acting like you're still in this situation. Like your brain and your energetic body still feels like it's in this situation, like it's stuck. There's a big chunk of trauma from your childhood. You may even need to get yourself to a psychiatrist, psychologist, a counselor. That may definitely help. You need to be exercising, you need to be doing sports, get an energetic healer, and you also need to be seeing a counselor. for some talk therapy to talk through this thing, because it's definitely buried. This trauma is buried. Some of you guys have trauma. I just picked up, I'm sorry, you have trauma from below the age where you would remember a lot of stuff. So maybe below 7, below 5. And it was so traumatic that your brain blanked it out. Some of you guys have really deep buried trauma that your brain pretty much blanked out, and you don't really remember it. So this is still, even though you don't really remember it, it doesn't mean that it's gone. It's just your brain blanked it out. So you guys have a lot of amnesia for a good chunk of the trauma that happened to you because it was too much. And the rest of you guys, like I said, you just didn't deal with it. So it's still active. It's still working like it's active, like you're in the situation. Look, again, you're in the waters. It's still active. Look at this fish. It's still moving. After all these years, it's still jumping up, going back down, jumping up, going back down, and you're still in the waters of it, being reinfected. It's like your brain thinks that you're still here. It's like no matter how much you try to think of something else, you try to do something else, it's like your brain still thinks that you're there. It always brings you back there. You may have a lot of nightmares. I did have the 9 of Swords underneath the deck. Here, once again, this is reiterating what I said up here. 2 of Wands here and the Tower in reverse. It's like every time you try to go in a different direction, it's like you have this tower, this big obstacle blocking you. Every time you try to move in another direction, every time you try to expand your life, it's like you're always walking into a ditch. Nothing really works out. Everything is always short-lived. You may feel like you have bad luck, and the bad luck is coming from this. The bad luck is coming from that. So you guys are creating your own bad luck, but you're not doing it consciously. So with the seduction card, yeah, that tells me everything that I said. Another thing though, with that divination card, again, I'm picking up like a lot with that moon and the crystal ball and the candles, and also with the cards, oracle cards, because that's a link between us and our higher self, and us and our subconscious mind and spirit, and beyond the veil and that sort of stuff. Yes, it's everything that I said about your subconscious, your pain body and all that kind of stuff, but some of you guys are watching way too many pick a card readings. Like you're addicted to pick a card readings. And it's because you guys are living in a fantasy world, because your current reality sucks. And it sucks because you're creating your own bad luck unconsciously because of your past trauma that hasn't been healed. And your brain and your body still feels like it's still stuck there, that it's still there. So you're watching a lot of pick a cards, trying to get information about the future, and when is your new love coming, your real romance? When are your new soul family friends coming, the real people who won't hurt you and who will be in your life forever? When will you start your own family? When will you get married? When will you have that fulfilling job? When will you move to a beautiful home? When will you be happy? What blessings are coming to your life? You guys are watching a lot of pick a cards like that, trying to get some good news. Again, with this networker card, but it's like the good news never come. But it's not because these pick a cards and these readers are wrong. It's because of this. Again, like I said, you're sabotaging yourself subconsciously. And once again, of course, pick a cards are general readings. So they're not personalized. If you did get a personal reading, the reader would probably be able to see that these things are trying to come to you, but you're blocking them. But when you just watch all these pick a cards that tell you, oh yeah, you have a new boyfriend coming in 3 months, or you have a new job coming in 6 weeks, or you're going to receive a big gift and all this nice stuff, which would have happened if all of this wasn't happening underneath the surface. So with the vampire cards here, we have the ecstasy card, then we have anti-hero, then we have the faith, then we have the maenad. What I'm seeing is like an up and a down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that also is reiterated by the bouncing of the ball from my vision, and also someone trying to climb the mountain but slipping off of it. So ecstasy, you're yielding to this the wave. Again, with that seduction card, it's pulling you back to the past. This energy cord that's attached to you, there's probably multiple energy cords and multiple auric punctures in your auric field, and holes and all that kind of stuff that really need to be patched up. All of your energy is leaking through those holes. Energy cords are pulling you, and you're kind of, going with it, not on purpose, but it's happening. And then here you have this anti-hero, maverick, risk taker, rule breaker. This is you here once again with the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands, trying to actually do something differently, trying to get your life to move in a direction that you actually want it to move in, and to not feel like life is pulling you in a direction you don't want to go in. But then that's anti-hero there. But then with that ecstasy card here, I'm seeing it pulling you in the wrong direction. So you're trying to go this way, and then the energy is pulling you this way. So you have this kind of tug of war, very, very indicative of this card here, this tug of war. This is you. Let me pull it for closer. Okay, this is you in the middle. This is like you. And this is energy, you being pulled to the past, you trying to pull yourself forward. You actively, so you're being split. You guys have a lot of soul fragments. You're being split. And it's actually interesting in this depiction. If you look at her, she's actually bending backwards more than she's bending forward. So it actually looks like that, if this is a tug of war, she's going to win. And even her arms, this is you, her arms are being pulled more this way than they are being pulled this way. So this side is winning. The past, the trauma from your past, the energetic cords, attachments are winning. That's why your life isn't going anywhere. And again, with that faith card in the Maenad, I'm seeing that once again, you try to have faith. Again, with that divination card, it seems like you're watching way too many pick-a cards, and you're trying to have this faith. And that Maenad card, it's like you're trying to release, this is twofold, this card. It's saying the same thing as these two cards. Like I said, you trying to go one way and then being pulled the other way, being pulled back. And it's also, I'm seeing a difference between you just giving up some days or for a certain amount of time, and then getting that spark back and saying, no, I'm going to do something. And then when that fails, you lose hope again, you lose heart, and then you go back to just being like complacent again, just allowing life to like move you around until you get pissed off again. So it's like this never-ending cycle. And then another thing I'm seeing with this Maenad card is a serious need for you to release your, like, all that stuff stuck in your energy field, energy release. And like I said here, some of you guys, it's the sports and the exercise that has been preventing you from going mad all these years. You guys need to release this energy. It's seriously stuck. The first step for you to do is to start exercising and playing sports. Make sure you're exercising and playing sports at least twice a week, exercising at least twice a week for at least, like, it appears like 45 minutes at a time. And then also you need to see a counselor. You need someone to talk to. You need to talk through this. Hypnotherapy might work for you to there's something stuck. You guys blanked something out. Mind you, you do remember a good chunk of your trauma, but there is something for a good chunk of you guys. There's something stuck that you blocked out. Your brain blanked it out. Some trauma from before the age of 7, it appears. You need to see a counselor. Hypnotherapist might work. An energy healer, Reiki healer, to work on your auric field and energy cord attachments. You need to do all of that stuff, okay? So who's sending you the evil eye, negative energy, and jealousy? It's people from your past who did these things to you, who are negative, and negative past experiences in general, just with the world in general, that are continuing to send you these things, but not because they're still active in your current reality. It's because of this energetic cord that you are attached to them. It's like you have a pipe cord. It's attached to murky water, and then you keep opening your pipe in your home and you keep getting murky water, and you're wondering what the heck's going on. Well, the pipe is attached to murky water. It's attached to sewer water. What do you expect to come out of your pipe in your bathtub? So it's like that. So I hope that helped you. Those are your messages. I hope that resonated. Let me know if it did. Once again, if you would like a personal reading or if you would like to donate to the channel, the link is in the description box, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. So who has been sending you the evil eye, negativity, or jealousy? So the answer is you. It's you. Here's the thing. So I had a vision of Cher from Clueless. If you don't know who that is, which I mean, you're too young. I'm just saying, but sorry. If you don't know who that is, you're too young. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's the point is that she was wealthy. And I saw her putting on diamond earrings, like diamond, like droopy earrings. What are they called? Like chandelier earrings, kind of. And also, then I had a vision of you standing at a beach with water there was a lot of waves in it. It was very tumultuous, the water. And you were kind of backing away from it, and the waves were getting bigger and very violent and tumultuous. And then you kind of like stopped backing up out of fear, and then the waters all of a sudden just calmed down. And it's actually interesting that I got this 10 of Wands card, which is him drowning in water, and the water is very tumultuous, as you can see. So what was what the whole Cher thing meant with the diamond earrings? You guys have gotten your powers. Okay, we have this witch card here, we have the nobility card. You guys got your powers. You guys are witches. We also have the high priestess here, and the empress, and the death, because when death comes, no one can, it doesn't matter if you're a king or a queen, when death comes, you're gone. Okay? A lot of you guys are probably Scorpios here with this death card. But you guys got your powers. And the high priestess, you guys may be Pisces. I'm picking up a lot of water signs here. Pisces, specifically Pisces and Scorpio. So basically, with that nobility card, again, she's very wealthy. And the thing is about Cher is that she was a teenager. So she came from wealth. Her family had that money. When she graduates, she probably will be able to earn that money on her own. But for a long time, you know, she was just dependent on other people and stuff for her wealth. The thing is, because you are getting those diamond earrings, it's like this is a new gift, and like a new gift. It's kind of like maybe you were switched at birth or something like that, and then you came and you found out, oh yeah, you're actually Cher, you're actually an heiress, and then you were putting on these diamond earrings. You are doing this, all of this negativity to yourself because you're extremely powerful. You guys are powerful witches here. And for most of your life, your powers were suppressed. And you know what? For most of you guys, your past is pile number 2. So after you watch this pile, for some of you guys, it might be in your best interest to watch pile number 2 to see where you guys came from. That was your past. Now, pile number 2 is dealing with the things that you were dealing with in your past. But now the difference is you've actually taken your power back. You have your full powers, but your mindset is still adjusting. So you guys may have done some sort of spell, or you may have just gone through a Saturn return. So you may be around 30 years old. And at some point very recently, you got your full powers back, or most of your powers back, enough of it back that you're starting to curse yourself. So you guys are old souls. In a past life, you were probably high priestesses. You are one in this lifetime as well. But for most of your life, you seem to be following the crowd, following people. Here we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 3 of Cups upright. And we also have the 10 of Cups in reverse. All 3 of these cards are cards with people. All 3 of these cards are cards where you need to deal with people. 3 of Pentacles, you need to be working with people. 3 of Cups, you need to be celebrating with people. 10 of Cups, you need to be living a happy and fulfilling life with people. Then we have the King of Pentacles, who's by himself. He's a sovereign. We have the High Priestess, who's a sovereign by herself. And we have the Queen of Cups, who's a sovereign by herself. Do you see the pattern here? You guys, your powers were suppressed because you were trying to find your place in society and to find your identity, but you're trying to find your identity through society, through people, through the matrix, and through maybe your family and stuff like that. And when you finally found your identity by yourself here, this is you by yourself in your full power, the King, the Queen, the High Priestess. And you also have the Empress here. So you have like in a row, you have four very powerful court cards. Essentially, I'm including the high priestess as a court card, and the high priestess and the empress as court cards, even though they're technically not, but you know what I mean. They're kind of like court cards for the major arcana. And you have two major arcana, and you have like these two here. So basically your past is kind of like pile number two. A lot of trauma, a lot of negative people, a lot of you trying to find your place, you guys working jobs where you haven't had no business working, and suppressing your personality and your power and your life force in order to keep these jobs, doing the same thing when it comes to friendship groups or maybe family groups and whatever social structures, for you not to be seen as weird. And again, with the 10 of Cups in reverse, again, it might be something about your family, maybe religion, or family expectations, culture, just society in general. You're just trying to fit in and all that stuff. And while you were trying to fit in and find your place, you were suppressing a part of yourself. So you were working underneath people when you were actually a leader. Because here you are, king, high priestess, queen, empress. They don't work for anyone. They don't work for anyone. And you were trying to work with people and work for people for too long. Here with 10 of Cups here in reverse next to the King of Pentacles, at some point you snapped out of it and you realize, and this coming up right underneath nobility just reiterates it, and also being next to the last day in the light. At some point you realize that this is not you, and you need to fix this, and you need to be a sovereign. You need to be a leader. You need to be a king, a queen, a high priestess, empress in your own right. That's who you are. A witch, that's who you are. And then we have the Death. So her last day in the Sun, unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts, which is the Death card in this deck. And you also have the Death card from the tarot. So there was a big shift at some point recently. There was a big shift. So you went from being someone who basically worked for people to someone who works for herself or himself. I don't care if you don't have your own business yet. This is definitely coming. You're never going to work for someone else again. This is coming. Because this is like a transitionary period. This is a period where you have most of your powers, but your brain hasn't caught up yet. So what's happening is that in alignment with my vision of the waters, the tumultuous waters here. Remember how I said you were backing up kind of out of fear because you were at the beach, you were near the water line. So, if the waters wanted to move in the direction across to the beach, you would have been... all the water would have dropped on you. You may have drowned, or you may have just been suffocated for a little while until it receded again. So you were backing up a little bit out of caution and fear. And then when you finally stopped, the waters completely stopped. So what is happening is that your fear, your trauma, and your limiting beliefs, your old beliefs, are causing this bad luck and this stagnation in your life. As soon as you stop and you're at peace with this Four of Swords here, right? And see how it's in reverse. You have a tendency to kind of be not really in a meditative state. You guys need to practice meditation. What's really going to help you guys is practicing meditation. The other group had, the group 2 had a lot of other stuff to do. Your main focus here is practicing meditation, especially mindfulness meditation, so you can do it throughout the day, because it's not something that you just do for a little while and then forget about it. You have to, yes, sit down and actually meditate, but throughout the day you need to be practicing mindful meditation. When you stopped, the water stopped going crazy and it completely settled out. So now what's happening, it's like, imagine you have a witch. Like, just imagine any kind of television show, movie, or book series where you have a witch who doesn't know they're a witch. Okay, let's use Harry Potter. He was a parcel tongue, and of course he was a wizard, but he didn't know that. Remember in the first movie and the first book when he went to the zoo and he accidentally let the snake out of its aquarium? Are they called aquariums when it's a snake? You know what I mean. This is kind of what happened. So he didn't intend to let that huge ass snake out. And also his cousin got trapped in the aquarium. He got trapped behind the glass. So he didn't intend for that to happen. But because he wasn't aware of his powers, he was thinking pretty much, oh, how nice it would be if his cousin was trapped in there or something like that. Like, you know, because of all of the negativity that he had, because he had to live with these people for so long and they were so mean to him. So he was thinking that, and what happened? It happened. The snake switched place with his cousin. So this is kind of what's happening. You guys are still a little bit stuck in that old negative mindset where it's like, oh, why me? Why are these things happening to me? Or this is what I want, but it's probably not going to happen because in the past what you wanted didn't happen because, like I said, of what was happening here with you following people. So because you're thinking what I want is probably not going to happen, or something is a shoe is about to drop, things are going too well, a shoe is about to drop, something is bound to happen, guess what? Because you're a witch, something happens. So this is what's happening. You're essentially cursing yourself. So with this reflection card, this is basically saying, again, whatever you think, whatever you believe is going to happen, whatever you project happens, with it being right next to the witch. The witch controls the reflection. The reflection is the matrix. The reflection is your life. With this witness card here, to know, personal evidence, to speak up. This is talking about everything that you knew, all of your personal evidence from the past is you're still using it. So in the past, when you previously didn't have help from people, you didn't have good luck, or you didn't have prosperity and stuff like that, or you always had bad luck, or whatever it is for you, didn't have friends, didn't have always had romantic partners who cheated on you, or didn't have any, or whatever, didn't have nice apartments or homes, you couldn't afford it, didn't have money in your bank account, whatever. All of those realities that were very real in the past are still kind of in your subconscious, in your belief system. So when things are starting to go well, or when you want something, you're thinking, nah, this probably won't happen because of your evidence from the past. And what happens, once again, like I said, because of your powers here, this is what happens. Now, another thing I want to point out is that you guys were, your powers were never completely suppressed. This is kind of like an issue of me trying to get this message across to you as clearly as possible. There are technicalities here. Technically speaking, you didn't not have your powers at one point in your life, and then all of a sudden you got it. But you always had it, but you were suppressing it. It's like if you put a cork over something and then the water can't fly out. It's like that. You were corking it. So now at some point, whatever you did some point recently in the recent past, you uncorked it and now the water's just flying out. So you didn't just randomly get these powers. You always had it, but you were just suppressing it. So technically speaking, in your past, the reason why you always had all of these this bad luck here is because you were doing it yourself. So this reading is not only for now, but it's also for your entire life. So technically speaking, because of the witch, the reflection, the witness, you were doing that to yourself. But now, it's like now because you have more awareness, and because the cork is not really on the stopper anymore, now it's more imperative. It's stronger. It's more necessary that you realize what's happening so that you don't keep cursing yourself, because you were technically you were doing this previously before. So you guys need to meditate, and you need to switch out your old negative beliefs. You need to do a lot of affirmations, a lot of visualizations, anything to get rid of your old limiting beliefs and to bring in new belief systems, because you guys have years and years of evidence, past evidence that says things to the contrary of what you currently want, that says things to the contrary, like, no, you're not rich, you're not a noble. You have a lot of personal evidence that says, no, you're not noble, but we have the card here saying, yes, you are noble. You have a lot of past evidence saying, no, you're not a witch, or you're not a master manifester, but here we have the card saying you literally are. You have a lot of evidence saying, no, you're not a high priestess. You can't walk between the veils. You're not psychic, that kind of stuff. We have two psychic and intuitive cards here. No, you can't have money. Yes, we have this King of Pentacles here. No, you can't have a loving romantic relationship. Here we have the Empress here. So you know what I mean? So you have a lot of past beliefs that you need to work through. And this is normal. This is normal. So it's like, you know, when Harry realized that he had powers, that he was a wizard, he had to adjust the things that he was saying, the things that he was thinking. Even sometimes we see, even after he went to Hogwarts and he was starting to train, there was still at one point where he turned his aunt into a balloon or something, and she went up into the air and she like flew away. And this is after he had been in Hogwarts for a while, and he should have known better. He should have been able to control his powers. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself if these kind of things happen from time to time, but imagine yourself as Harry, just learning that he's a wizard, just learning that, you know, Hermione just learning that she's not a muggle after all, she's a witch. And you have to sit down, you have to study, okay? You might want to get some spellcraft books or watch some videos. Just start taking your practice more seriously. And, you need to just, you know, take things step by step, take it slowly. You're like a kid learning again, learning about your powers that you just uncorked. And you need to work on those limiting beliefs. So here we have, and also I just want to point out here, the Empress in reverse and the Devil in reverse. This is you. Some of your limiting beliefs is thinking that you can't create anything, that you can't be prosperous, fertile, and it's because of this Devil in reverse. Once again, all that trauma, negative beliefs that you're still attached to. So with the Empress in reverse, you're actually continuing to create this negativity yourself. It's actually interesting. I didn't get the Alchemist card. Actually, I did get the Alchemist card, but I put it back in the deck from the archetype cards because I got that in the last group and it flew out in a way where I was like, I don't think I shuffled this well enough. So you guys are alchemists. So, and I also want to point out, you guys got more cards, which is why some of these were off camera. You guys got more cards than I had intended to pull and that I pulled for the other groups. So you have God here. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Recognizing the power within yourself. Okay, you have the God card, then you have the Gambler. Willingness to follow intuition even if others doubt you. You need to be willing to follow your own intuition because you're the High Priestess now, okay? Remember? But relying on luck rather than hard work. You see how he's blind? Imagine you're God trying to create a new earth, a new world. You're in a new solar system. You're like, I want to create a new world. You're literally God and you're just like, I don't know how to do this. Am I supposed to make the animals first or am I supposed to make the humans first? Oh, no. Actually, I'm supposed to make the grass and the trees first, right? Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to make the grass and the trees first. And then I think I'm going to make the animals first. And then you make the animals first and then you realize, oh crap, the animals who eat insects, there are no insects for them to eat. Oh crap, now they died. I have to go back and make the insects first. And then you got to go back and make the animals that died off because you didn't make the insects first. And then you put two animals that are apex predators together in the same spot and you're like, oh crap, they just killed each other for territory. Crap, I was supposed to put one in whatever the new Earth's equivalent of Africa is, and I was supposed to put one in Asia. My bad. Like, this is kind of what's happening here. So you guys have all this power, and it's like, imagine you were doing that kind of nonsense, but that's kind of what you're doing because you're not really fully aware of that you got all of your powers back. And you're also, when I say got it back, once again, you didn't lose it before. It's just that you released it. So you're not first of all, for your entire life, you were never fully aware of your powers, period. But recently, you're not aware that you uncorked it and now it's back at almost full force. And now it's even more imperative that you watch your thoughts, watch the things that you speak, watch the things that you expect to happen. The law of what's it called? I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm having a brain blank right now. But that like pretty much the law of expectation, what you expect to happen. And you have to watch that. If you expect bad things to happen or expect something to fall through, then that's what's going to happen. And here we have the Midas, the miser. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. So like I said, you guys are alchemists. Alchemists are the ones who can turn anything into gold. You have this entrepreneurial and creative ability to do anything. Like I said, with this Empress, you create. You're very fertile now. But here you are pretending that you're a student. So imagine you're literally the master. You're the master, okay, of this alchemy class. And you're walking into the class and sitting in the back of the class, waiting for the teacher to come teach you something. And it's like, but you're literally the teacher. Like, imagine if it's your first day of class and the teacher sits down amongst you guys. Like, all of you guys are going to be looking at him or her like, what are you doing? So this is kind of what's happening with that God gambler. Imagine if God was acting like a gambler who was just relying on luck and was blind and didn't know what he was doing. And imagine if the teacher started acting like a student. Like, forgot he was a teacher, forgot he was a master. This is more than a teacher. This is a master. Imagine if the master forgot he was a master and started acting like a student. So you guys need to be careful about doing that. Okay, so basically, to reiterate, who has been sending you bad luck, the evil eye, and jealousy? It's you. And you're doing it because you're a witch and you are cursing yourself because you're not aware of your power and you're not mindfully creating and mindfully manifesting. Okay, so those are your messages. I hope that helped you and I hope it resonated. Once again, if you would like a personal reading or to donate to the channel, link is in the description, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. So, who is sending you the evil eye, jealousy, and negativity? Okay, so this is the most kind of confusing group out of the 4. And it's not necessarily that it's confusing. It's just okay, let's just get into it. Okay, you guys are probably Cancers and Pisces. And I heard Virgo. Those are the 3 main astrological signs that I'm picking up. This doesn't mean it's not your reading if you're not one of those, but you probably have that one of those in your moon or your ascendant if you don't have it in your sun. You have a problem with martyring yourself for other people, putting your needs aside to help other people. It's a serious problem. Like, it's a serious problem. The thing is, another thing, you guys have an interest in being some sort of artist, perhaps even a gardener, but some sort of artist, because you guys are very intuitive. But what is happening is that you're spending too much time on other people and on the matrix, the material realm, that you're not able to cultivate your connection to the divine and your artistic abilities. Because here I was trying to clarify the Rebel card and I got the Artist and the Mystic. But you guys aren't doing this. You guys are not doing this. And instead what you're doing is you're putting all of your attention on helping other people. We have this Angel card here, we have the Beggar card. And underneath the deck, we have the Shapeshifter. You guys will conform yourself to whatever type of personality or person the people you are currently dealing with need. You do not like to stand out. Again, with that Rebel card, it's kind of counterintuitive because most times rebels like to stand out. But you're afraid of being a rebel. So with it being next to the dilettante, it's like you're doing everything in your power to not be seen as an outcast and a rebel, and to not be seen as an ungrateful person. You guys are afraid of people thinking you're ungrateful, or that you're not very helpful, or that you're rude, or that you're insubordinate in some manner. So you have a tendency to overextend yourself significantly for your family, your relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, your work, your job as well. It might be one of those areas or two of those areas or all of those areas, but you have a tendency to overextend yourself in at least one of those areas, if not multiple. With the shapeshifter, you turn into whoever people need you to be so that you can make their lives easier, and you suppress who you truly are. You guys are the person who everyone goes to for help with that angel card. And also I'm seeing it here with the nobility and the hunter. You see the nobility. She is the sweet girl. And the hunter is like the vampire. This is the vampire card from the vampire deck. They can sense you a mile away. You guys are empaths. You guys are strong empaths here. And these people are like hunters. They're like vampires. They can sense you a mile away. And it's actually funny because underneath the archetype deck, at first, when I just cast out your first 4 cards, there was the exorcist card. So it's like when you need an exorcism, it's because you have a demon or you have some sort of negative entity that is attached to your auric field. You guys have negative people attached to your auric field. They're in your life and they're demanding your attention and your services and your time and your devotion. And they're draining your energy and they're taking up all of your time and your attention. You don't have time for yourself. You spend all your time working for a boss who, even if he calls you at 2 o'clock in the morning, the boss, and says he needs you or she needs you, you're going to be up. If your kid cries at 3 a.m. but you have to wake up in the morning to go to work or whatever, you're going to get up. And if that means you have to stay up with them for 2 hours to get them to go back to sleep, then you're going to do that. And I'm not talking about a baby. I'm talking about a toddler here. If your husband says something and he doesn't want you to do this or he wants you to do that, you're going to make sure you do it so you don't upset him. Your family as well. I'm picking up a lot of things about your family, your parents and your in-laws even. With that owl card, I'm just seeing a lot of people being able to notice you from afar because you seem like an easy target. Because you are too helpful, you're too nice. You're way too nice. Okay, so you guys are stuck in a cycle of just helping people. Okay, I don't know what else to say. We have the 5 of Pentacles here. We have the Chariot. If someone needs money, you're going to give them your last dollar. If someone calls you in the middle of the night, say I need help, you're going to run out in your pajamas, get in your car and run to help them, even though you need to be at work in the morning or even though you worked overtime the day before or something like that. You are kind of drawn to helping people who have issues as well. You guys probably, a good chunk of you guys seem to either work in a social work field or you volunteer a lot. You guys volunteer. If you don't volunteer, you're volunteering your time to people in your life, friends, neighbors, family, etc. You're always giving your time. And the rest of you, some of you guys actually volunteer for some organization on top of your job. And the organization that you volunteer for, if you do volunteer there, it's for people who need help. Like they might be poor or in shelters, or they might be homeless, or it might be children who are from abusive or neglectful households or something like that. You tend to volunteer around people like that. And you have a soft spot in your heart for helping people like that. And another thing I'm picking up for some of you guys, you also project this on people who do not need your help. Like here, I pulled the King of Pentacles and the World here. You even project this need to help people who seem disadvantaged or people who seem to be in a tough spot to people who have all the power and money and help in the world. I.e. your boss. Some of you guys really martyr yourself for your boss. You work overtime, you don't get the overtime pay. You're on call even when you shouldn't be on call. You go into work sick. If you have a fever, you'll still go into work because you don't want to disappoint your coworkers and your boss. You'll even apply this to people who technically don't need your help. You'll even apply this to people who are not that nice to you and who don't reciprocate. Because here again, with the angel card, we have helping those in need with no expectation of return. A lot of people do not return the favor. So you probably go over to some people's house, you clean their homes for free, then you come back home and you have to clean your own home because no one's going to help you clean it. You have to clean it yourself. So the Magician is very indicative of someone doing everything. We have the dilettante. They're akin to each other. With the Judgment card next to the Lovers in reverse and the Justice, it's like your life is out of balance. And this is a cycle that always repeats. And another thing I'm picking up from the Judgment card is, like I said, you guys have some sort of higher purpose or a calling to be some sort of artist or something. And you're not doing it. So with the Judgment next to the Lovers in reverse, it's like you're not living your life purpose right now. You are just serving people. Your whole life right now is devoted to serving people, and you're not living your life purpose. So anyone who says, hey, I need your help, you're going to help them. Again, anyone, from people who really do need your help to people who don't really need your help, but they're just taking advantage of you. So, who is sending you negativity, the evil eye, and jealousy? It appears to be because you're so empathic, you're picking up, and also because a lot of you guys, like I said, you volunteer around people who are disadvantaged in some way. They might have mental health issues or whatever. You're picking up other people's negativity because you run to help people who are in problems with that Five of Pentacles there and the Seven of Swords here. Because you run to help these people, you pick up their energy. So their energy is now in your auric field. And because you suppress your true self, you suppress your fifth chakra, you don't speak up for yourself, you're not being authentic, what's happening is that their energies are overtaking your own because you're suppressing your own energy. So that's where that shapeshifter card comes back into play. If I still have it, I don't still have it. But remember I showed you that shapeshifter card? That's where it comes back into play, because you turn into whoever people need you to be, and because of everyone's energies attached to your own, and because your own true energy and authenticity is suppressed, you end up shapeshifting into someone you're not. Look, here it is. Actually, I got it. And it's funny. I think this was done on purpose. I don't remember. You know what? Because I put it in sort of like a few cards back in the deck for no real reason, kind of unconsciously. And I believe this is all on purpose, because look what card is next to it, the Slave. This was on purpose that I did that unconsciously. The shapeshifter here is next to the Slave. You guys are slaves. Surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Here it's not the divine, although it is partially the divine, because you guys are like, well, this is God's vision for my life. This is what he expects of me. But it's also surrendering your power of choice to everyone who needs you. Absolutely everyone in your life who needs you. You're surrendering that. You are a slave. You are a servant to these people. And I did say that before I pulled this card, and this card wanted to come out for you. That's why I don't know why I put the shapeshifter card a few cards back randomly, and I had to go fish it out of the deck again. So and look, here it is. Look, here is the Exorcist card that just popped out. Remember I was telling you about that. Here's the Exorcist card. So you need to exercise this from your life. You need to stand up for yourself. You guys need a backbone. You need a backbone, seriously. You guys are overachievers, you're overworkers, you're empaths, you're martyrs, you're servants and slaves. And you're shapeshifters, but not in the good kind. It's like you turn into whoever people need you to turn into. And because you have no boundaries, if you're around negative people all the time and you suppress yourself, you don't turn negative. Like, I feel like that's impossible for you with this angel card. But that energy has to go somewhere. And it causes you sort of like a mental health issues or depression, sadness, anxiety, some stress. That's how it manifests. All of that negative energy. It doesn't make you angry, but it manifests as depression and sadness and all that stuff, because it's stuck in your auric field. And also, it's not just the fact that you're around these negative people that you pick up these negative energies. It's just the fact that you are always suppressing your authentic self, your true self, that produces negativity. So you guys may find that you have sore throats a lot, or you feel like a constriction in your throat area. You may have thyroid problems. You may constantly get coughs. You guys may have unnaturally raspy voices, or voices that are unnaturally soft in some sort of way. So let me see what else wants to come out for you guys. I feel like using the archetype deck. What else wants to come out for power four? Oh my gosh. Okay, we have the hedonist card. Trickster. You guys are being tricked by the Matrix. You guys are too consumed by the Matrix. You're blinded. You think this is all that life is, visionary. Look at this. You guys have some sort of connection to the other world, to the other realms. Remember, I did have that mystic card, but we have the hedonist, we have the trickster. It's like there's a cloud over your psychic abilities and your intuitive abilities and your artistic abilities. You guys are meant to be intuitives and artists, but you're suppressing that. Magical child, look at this. So a lot of you guys, again, I'm seeing something in nature. Listen, you guys are very clouded. It's like you're living your life in a dream state every day. You're like a robot living your life in a dream. Look at this. Dilettante, beggar, exorcist. Remember, all three of these cards came out for you before. What this is telling you is to stop doing everything for everyone. With this let me put this deck down. With this dilettante card, stop doing everything for everyone. I don't care how much they cry and they beg you to do something. Tell them to go to someone else. Exorcist, you need to sever ties with these people. You need to get rid of this martyr type of energy, personality trait that you have. It's really detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being and your quality of life, and you being able to reach your divine life purpose, your true happiness in this lifetime. You're not going to be truly happy until you can exercise this personality trait, and you can get back that connection you have to the divine, and create something artistic, produce something artistic. So I think I'm going to end this here, because this personality trait is really strong. So I feel like this is going to take a while for you to break out of. But if you ever feel depressed or negative in any kind of way, it's because you have no boundaries. You're picking up everyone's energies. You're doing everything for everyone. You're being a martyr. You're being a slave. You're being a servant. You're overstretching yourself. This is why you always feel that way. No one's doing any kind of negative magic against you. At least I'm not seeing it in this group. In this deck, I just pulled the Child Wounded card. Something about your family. It's like, I think you guys grew up in a family where you were you were expected to do everything for everyone, and this carried forward in your adult life. You were expected to take care of your younger siblings, or you may have been expected to take care of a parent, or your parents were overly controlling and you weren't allowed to make your own decisions. Everyone controlled every aspect of your life. We got this card again. Didn't we get this already? Did we get this already? I think we did. Everyone has been controlling every aspect of your life. And now you feel like your life path, your purpose in life is to help people. at the expense of your own happiness. You're addicted to rescuing people because you were programmed as a child to believe that was your life purpose, to be at the beck and call of people who are either older than you or more superior than you because they're your boss or even your husband, because I am picking up a group full of women here, or your parents or your older siblings, whatever. You feel like you were reared to be inferior and someone who always says yes and never says no. Another thing I want to point out is that if you ever say no to someone, or you feel guilty because you couldn't do something on time for someone, that guilt is what's also contributing to any negative energies that you may feel. And yes, it is very possible that some of these people who you constantly deal with are indeed sending you negativity and the evil eye, because they are talking down to you. They are sending you energies kind of like, as if you would do something that's slightly off, they will send you this kind of guilty negative energy, and again, you'll pick it up. And look, I just pulled the Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. Some people in your life, I'm picking up heavily, the people I'm seeing are family members, like your parents. They are sending you some sort of negative energy. Like if you don't do something on time or you don't do it well, they'll send you a kind of energy that says, you ungrateful child, or you insubordinate woman, or you lazy woman. Energies like that, like those words are wrapped up in the energies that they send you, and you are picking it up, so you feel guilty. So yes, indeed, some people probably are sending you the evil eye, negative energies, but it's not, in this reading, in this group, it's not so much important of what people may actively be doing to you as it is about your lack of boundaries, and thus letting people do this to you, and you also picking this up just by virtue of you just doing all of these things. That's what's more important here, less to do with if someone's actively doing this. Like I said, I am seeing people actively doing it, specifically when you don't do things correctly in their eyes, but that's less important here. Those are your messages. I hope that helped you, and I hope it resonated. If you would like a personal reading or to donate to the channel, my link is in the description, and I will see you in my next reading.